We have a little bit of different start for the class because it is the night of Jumu'ah, and pretty much according to the Islamic calendar, we do start the day after the Maghrib prayer. You know that? So right after the Maghrib
Yes.
prayer, it is the new start of the new night for the upcoming day. So after praying the Maghrib of um, Thursday, it is considered to be the night of Al Jumu'ah. I would like you to tell me, what do you have in mind from the Islamic manners and etiquettes that each and every Muslim should practice, either during the night of Jumu'ah or the day of Jumu'ah itself? If you have any something to share, that would be great.
So before before Juma, you would take a shower,
Right now, we're talking
cut
about
your.
before Jumu'ah, same day, right? Jumu'ah morning, before the Salah, or are you talking about the
It
night
could
itself?
be. It's any time before Juma. So like
Mm,
the after Maghrib, you could take a shower,
perfect.
like at the middle of the night
Mm,
and just before Juma. Um, you would cut your nails with your fingernails and your toenails. Um, you'd read Surah Tul Kahf.
okay.
Kahf.
What is the purpose of reading Surah Al-Kahf?
Um, I can't remember.
You call remember. Okay. It
No.
protects us from something. You know what is it? Or from someone.
Jinn. Or Dajjal.
A
Oh
Dajjal.
yeah, it was Dajjal.
Mm. Should we
Wait,
read
so
all of it?
Surah Mulk. Um, y- yes,
Okay. Surah Al-Mulk what?
I think you could. And it's I think it's hard to memorize the first 10 ayahs of Surah Al Kahf, as it tells everyone what happens when on the last day of judgment. So if it happens just now, then you'd have to know what happened, where to go, and everything about the last day and the jail.
Right. So what is right after reading Surah Al-Kahf?
Um, you'd read Surah Al-Kahf after the Jumu'ah Salah, or you could read it whenever you want, whenever you have time.
Okay. Do we have a deadline for that in order for that surah to be counted as Al-Jumu'ah? Or read in Al-Jumu'ah during Al-Jumu'ah?
Before Maghrib, as
Perfect.
the next
Perfect.
day starts at
Perfect.
Maghrib.
So you have from Maghrib to another Maghrib, 24 hours. From the Maghrib of Thursday all the way to the Maghrib of Jumu'ah. Mm.
Friday.
Hmm.
And the timing between Zuhr and Asr, or Asr and Maghrib, I think it's Asr and Maghrib, is the time where you make dua and it's more likely to get accepted.
MashaAllah. This is great. There is another time when we in the masjid praying Jumu'ah, and it is most likely the dua to be answered as well. Remember what is it?
Oh, it's the when the after the second khutbah, the Imam would recite the dua together with everyone
Mm.
after saying Ameen.
Right.
And
Do
that's
we
the
have any
time.
other etiquettes for the day of Jumu'ah or the night of Jumu'ah?
Um, so Jummah itself, when you go to the mosque, you'd go there, pray 2 rakat sunnah as entering the mosque. It was sunnah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam
Sallallahu alayhi wa
prayed
sallam.
2 rakat as he entered the mosque masjid, and
Okay. This
then
is an issue of dispute. Some scholars say you gotta perform the two rak'ahs that we call them the salutation of the masjid. And according to others, you don't have to. And either like even the first group that says you pray it, they don't say it is mandatory. Like it's not obligatory. It is something recommended or at least highly recommended. But there is no obligation for any kind of salah except for the 5 daily prayers. You know what I mean? So the issue of tahiyyatul
Yeah.
masjid or saluting the masjid, the 2 rakahs of salutation when you enter, it is pretty much some scholars said you pray it, it is a sunnah, and some said no, just stay there, listen to the khutbah. All right. What else?
You wait. You sit there waiting. At the time you could do what's I can't remember what it's called when you do like
Adhkar.
alhamdulillah with your fingers.
Adhkar. Tasbih.
Yeah. You do tasfir or tahar. Then or you could just sit down waiting for the azan
Mm.
before to pray your 4 rakat before
Okay.
the
This is if you go early, right?
yeah.
Okay. What if you go late and the imam is already on the minbar, is already delivering the speech?
Then then you just sit down quietly. You while the imam's giving his
Or
the
you can pray the salutation of masjid.
yeah.
Two opinions in there. Mm.
Yeah, you could either sit down and then or pray your 4 rakat
Mm.
sunnah, and then you just sit down with listening to the khutbah as it's going to be educational, which is helping us learn more
Right.
about Islam.
Right now, let's pause here for a second. Then we can move to another point that is related to Yawmul Jumu'ah as well. What we say here, do you want to add any other etiquettes that we should apply on Jumu'ah, or that's everything you have in mind right now?
Yes, that's everything.
Okay, let's be more accurate and more organized, and let's start with them in order. So whenever you have the time of Maghrib of the day before, which is Thursday, you are pretty much allowed to read Surah Al-Kahf, or at least read the first and the last 10 ayahs of it. You don't have to memorize all of it. You don't have to memorize the first and the last 10 ayahs. But what we encourage you, or what the Prophet ﷺ did encourage us, is to read the first 10 and last ayahs at least, if not the full surah. Why? In order to be protected from the fitna or the test of a Dajjal. But and maybe we can talk about a Dajjal later on in another episode or another class. Right now, right after Al Maghrib, you can read Surah Al Kahf or first 10 and last ayahs, and it is allowed for you to take a shower all the way till Salatul Jumu'ah itself, the actual time. But keep in mind something, Ya Ubaid, which is the intention. So I am taking that shower because it's the night of Jumu'ah or because it's the day of Jumu'ah with first intention, it is a recommended ghusl or taking a shower and to clean myself. So there's no problem here to combine two intentions together, but the first one should be adhering to the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All right? This is regarding the things that you can do before the day itself, in the actual night. What else you could do during the night? Sending as much salutations upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sending as much as you can. Right? Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. With any format you like. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim, whatsoever. But the point is, Yawmul Jumu'ah as a day and the night before, they are the most beloved times, you could say, for you to send salutations and salawat upon the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These are the three things that you do before, that you could do before the actual day itself. Now, let's say it is 7 a.m. You woke up for Fajr, you prayed Fajr, and then you slept for a while, and then you woke up 8, 9 a.m., whatever the time is. How to get ready for Salatul Jumu'ah? If you did not take a shower the night before, you can take a shower right now in the morning. You can take another shower, no problem. What about the clothes? The clothes, you want to say something about it? Unmute yourself first.
Um, you would wear fresh, clean clothes that it doesn't have no stains on it. It's clean. And your thawb or tub should be ironed
It
because you
should
don't
not
want
be
it wrinkly.
technically speaking, because during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companions, they had no iron. Like they would not iron the clothes. But I get what you say.
It's like to keep yourself neat and tidy.
Exactly, exactly. You gotta be fresh, you gotta be clean, and the thobe or the dress or whatever you call it, the clothes should be clean, and it doesn't have to be new, by the way. Clean does not mean new or expensive or brand new. No. It could be like an old one, but it's like washed, ironed. That would be an extra advantage right there. It is most likely to be white. If there's something white that you have, that will be more light here. And of course, applying or wearing perfume. And if you wear perfume, um, you can do whatever you want. Like you have a lot of types, musk or oud or any fragrance that you like, as long as you smell fresh and nice. Because this is a congregation, so you go to the masjid and people are praying with you. What else? Using a siwak, using the miswak or this siwak to clean up your teeth. Of course, you can brush your teeth, and this is highly recommended before, and you can gargle with water, whatever mouth clean or mouthwash that you have, and then use the miswak as a sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What else? Go into the masjid as early as possible, because if you go to the masjid as early as possible, you get a great reward. The latest you go to the masjid, the less reward that you get. So if you go early, you get a big reward. If you go in between, you get a little reward. If you go later when the khatib or the imam is already on the top of the minbar, then khalas, your reward is very small, very little, very tiny. It is highly recommended as well to go to the masjid from one way and you get another, you go back home from another way. Then you can say salam, spread salam to everyone you meet. You get a lot of extra deeds, inshallah ta'ala, in your scale of good deeds.